birds outside, they're singing. I see the sun rays rising to the sky. I feel the earth, she's waking up to greet me. And I stop to say thank you, I'm alive. Boker Tov, good morning. All the world is singing out in song. Boker Tov, each morning. Let's all stop and say thank you, we're alive. I hear the wind, it's blowing through the valley. I see the raindrops falling from the skies. I feel my heartbeat racing through my body. And I stop to say thank you, I'm alive. Boker Tov, good morning. All the world is singing out in song. Boker Tov, each morning. Let's all stop and say thank you, we're alive. I hear the birds outside, they're singing. I see the sun rays rising to the sky. I feel the earth, she's waking up to greet me. And I stop to say thank you, I'm alive. Boker Tov, good morning. All the world is singing out in song. Boker Tov, each morning. Let's all stop to say thank you, we're alive. Let's all stop to say thank you, we're alive. Good morning. All the world is singing out in song. Boker Tov, each morning. Let's all stop and say thank you.
The Pico Union Project welcomes you to the 2022 No-Show Gala. What is a no-show gala? It's a celebration of loving your neighbor beyond and above the way we each wish to be loved. It's a celebration of giving, a celebration of sharing, of community, and a celebration of caring. We celebrate through song. We celebrate through dance. We celebrate our trees and all of our beautiful plants. Of becoming teachers as we were taught to be, and being the person we ought to be. Celebrating our heroes, Reverend Cecil Murray, Hall of Fame inductee Marty Janelle,
Christy Costin and Terry Bogan.
And celebrating the big love you have shown us. Here are your hosts, Craig Taubman and Stuart K. Robinson. Craig Taubman.
Everyone is
Hello.
Stu now. Hello, Stu.
Hi.
Hi,
It's
buddy.
great to be here. It really is a night of celebration. I wanted to start by saying how humbled I am. I know that you and I and everyone tuning in has been through a couple of years where the tendency is to wake up each morning and think about yourself. Think about, how am I going to get through the day, and how am I going to keep my job, and how am I going to get groceries, and how am I going to keep my health, etc. And I want to acknowledge you because I've spoken to you most days of the last 2 years, and you wake up every day thinking, How is my community? How are they doing? And that's a lot to celebrate to start the night. So thank you for that, and congratulations, and I celebrate that with everyone who's here.
Thank you, Stu. I have a friend who every day wakes up and says, Mode ani, grateful am I. And he thought he was the first person in the world to say it, but it's an old prayer, thousands of years old. And you're supposed to wake up every day and simply say those two words, Mode ani, grateful am I. I am grateful that you are with me, Stu. I'm grateful that my sister is behind the scenes, and I'm grateful for everybody who has tuned in. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And those of you who have tuned in, there's a chat feature wherever you are. We want to hear from you. My eyes aren't as good as they should be. I'm going to change the brightness on my screen and say, Ben, thank you for joining us. Beautiful event. Anybody else, join in. Let's be a part of the conversation, because this wants to be an evening of celebration. It is a gala. It's a different gala than we're used to. We're used to getting dressed up and going, in the car and getting in traffic and parking and then milling around and then having our chicken dinner, etc. We can still share the same kind of gratitude and the same kind of joy and the same kind of generosity with this format. It's the new age, and it's where we are, and we're still not safe enough to gather in one big room, but we can still share our love with one another. So type in your chat, and we will keep an eye on that and interact with you as we go.
Louise has been kind of going, that's my wife, has been going in and out saying, she's on like a couple of seconds behind us.
Uh-huh.
I don't see anything. So I think we have people online. I know we have people online. So thank you. Yeah. So what's up, Stu? You put this puppy together?
Well, what's mostly up is that we spend so much time working to keep the community going with the produce we give away and the health care that we give and the classes that we teach, et cetera, that we don't often get the chance to stop and really appreciate the heroes who make all of this possible. And that's everyone on this, it's not a Zoom, it's a whatever this is, everyone who's on this broadcast, but it's also so many of the people behind the scenes that you never see, who repeatedly, again and again, give of themselves. And tonight, we're here to honor three really special heroes. And, you've had a relationship with Reverend Cecil Chip Murray for quite some time. That must be quite a relationship. I have interacted with him and fallen in love, but you've had a lot more quality time with him.
Oh, I could wax poetic about Pastor Murray ad infinitum. He is, there's an expression in the Jewish community, a midrash, a fable that says the world exists every day because of 36 righteous people. And every generation, every place in the world, 36 people. And you don't necessarily know who they are. As a matter of fact, you don't know who they are. Except I have a secret. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that Chip Murray is one of those righteous people. He's an extraordinary man who visited the Pico Union Project, I think day 3 type of thing. I called him, I said, Pastor, would you come visit? He said, you call, I haul. And sure enough, he came, and he was just a remarkable man, as this incredible video that you produced will reflect.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to honor Reverend Cecil Chip Murray. Pastor Murray, this is for you.
What is in a name, Shakespeare wrote? A rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. Well, some call him Pastor Murray. Others call him Cecil, or simply Chip. Today, we call him a giant among men and a highly deserving Pico Union honoree, Reverend Cecil Chip Murray.
Hey, Pastor Murray. Congratulations on this great day. Thank you for taking this sinner and helping him to become enlightened into a better way of life. Thank you for empowering us to make a difference in the world. You certainly have. You've brought joy, you've brought peace, food, and a better day.
As senior pastor of the First AME Church of Los Angeles from 1977 to 2004, he brought better days to thousands of lives in Los Angeles and around the world.
Something that happened about 25 years ago when I was asked to speak at a prayer breakfast for the First AME Church. Well, I got to the event space and I was met by a countrywide handler, and she immediately apologized to me. And I asked her, why was she apologizing? And she said, because I was following the Reverend Cecil Murray in the order of speakers. And she said, well, I don't know if you've ever heard Reverend Murray speak, but he's quite amazing. And he had 1,000 people on their feet within about 30 seconds. And they were clapping and they were swaying and they were singing, and it was just so inspiring. Well, it was my turn. But instead of being apprehensive and anxious, I got up there and he inspired me to really give one of the great speeches of my life. Reverend Murray, I wish you many, many years of happiness and fulfillment.
To this day, he continues to work as a liaison to the Los Angeles area, fulfilling his mission to help your fellows. He has been awarded the Soldier's Medal for Heroism, the Ralph Bunche Peace Prize, the NAACP Los Angeles Community Achievement Award, and so many more. And we honor him today, along with the many he has mentored.
I met Pastor Murray when I was 17. 1989, I just graduated from high school, and my aunt at the time was attending Fame Church. And I came with her one Sunday and I stayed, never left. And from that moment on, he was my pastor and still is my pastor to this day. So Pastor Murray has this ability to make everyone feel like they're his special child, right? So whether you are a corporate executive or a politician or a member of the church or not a member of the church and you've never met him before, he has a way of making everyone feel like, I've known you all my life. It's very warm and welcoming, and everyone is son or daughter. And so there are thousands of sons and daughters that think that they are the son and the daughter because he's so magical with that. If he saw somebody out while we were out doing ministry calls, he would see that person, whether it was someone who might have lived on the streets or an elderly person or a young person. He just had this quality of being able to see people. And that is so valuable because that's the ultimate need for our humanity, is that we're seen and that we're heard.
Pastor Murray, for your tireless efforts to make the world a better place, for the many years of serving underrepresented groups in our nation, and for the friendship and support you have shown to the Pico Union Project. For every spirit you have uplifted, for every life you have saved, and for every dream you have made come true. We are so proud to present to you our 2022 Visionary Award.
My blessing for Pastor Murray, my father in ministry, is that the Lord would just continue to grace his days and extend his days, because he's poured out so much that may God pour all that back into him.
Hello, Rick Lupert here of the Newhall Luperts. I've been thinking about when I first came to Pico Union Project, at the very beginning of Pico Union Project, and what kept me here. And that's what this poem is about. It's called I Came, I Stayed. I came to Pico Union Project because I was Jewish. I stayed because I was human. I came to Pico Union Project for the music. I stayed for the soul. I came to Pico Union Project for the artisan pizza. I stayed to watch bags of food go into neighbors' hands. I came to Pico Union to sing about love. I stayed when we sang about love. I came to Pico Union Project for Craig. I stayed for George and Louise. I came to Pico Union because who doesn't like to drive downtown? I stayed because they made parking easy. I came to Pico Union to play guitar. I stayed when they gave guitars away and showed them what to do with their fingers. I came to Pico Union to say my poems. I stayed because being there is a poem. I came to Pico Union already in love. I stayed because being there is being showered with love. Big love. I came. I stayed. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Big love.
Big
That's
love.
sort of our theme for the night. Big love. It's an amazing thing. It's going to sound like I'm bragging about my family, but as you know, my daughter starred in the production of Waitress on Broadway, and there have been a lot of beautiful love songs through the years. But there's a song in that show that is a love song because the lyric is, "You matter to me," and to me, that's the whole spirit of Pastor Murray, Rick Lupert, and what he's shared, what everyone this evening is sharing. For someone to say, "You matter, you make a difference," and that's the spirit of the Pico Union. I see at the bottom of the screen, you can join in. And I'm not, Craig, I know you're going to want to talk about donations and all of that, but I'm saying there's a feeling you get when you're a part of this community, whether you have any dollars and cents or not, or you just have some time to give or some goodwill to give, but you really have to experience it. You saw Najuma in the sanctuary at the Pico Union. Being in that room is an experience like you won't see. And being a part of Arvita Sana and a part of all of that, you got to experience it to understand it. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to contextualize Najuma. She said in the video, he's my father in ministry. He's my spiritual father. That man, Chip Murray, her father. And what did the father do in 2014? He gave his child. He said to Craig, I like to refer to myself in the third person. He said, "Craig, you need this woman. I need to seed the Pico Union with this glorious woman." And this glorious woman was his child, Reverend Najuma Pollard, who created the very first faith group at the Pico Union. How do you know love? How do you experience love? When you can feel the other's pain, the other's joy, and know that what you give will have abundant returns that you cannot even begin to imagine.
I love that. So this gala is a time for action. If your action is to say something in the chat, we will acknowledge it. We want
Is the chat working 100%?
Chat is working. I see Elan, who is a Laker fan. We feel your pain. I feel the same pain.
We love Craig. Thank you. We love Craig. Thank you for filling my neshama. Oh, I love you, Elan. That's beautiful.
So please, all others, join in that way. And of course you can join in. And how does this work, Craig? You open your text and you type in 44321.
I don't. My phone's in the other room. This is for the Seder tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm texting on my glass here.
And you write PUP, capital PUP 18, and hit send.
So again, say it again. You open up your phone.
Open up your phone.
You go to text.
Hit the right thing, and under 2, type in. I'm going to do it now. 44321.
And I want to know how much you're giving. I don't really care.
I'm going to do it. And in the message, you put PUP 18.
Yeah.
And then hit send. I just did that, and it sends me a link. A link that now you can hit. It's a secure link, and you can use Venmo or credit card or all of those things. I'm going to hit it, and it takes me to, well, it takes a minute. There you go. Pico Union Project. It gives you options of an amount you can put in, one time or monthly. I'm going to say one time.
No, 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 no. Say monthly. What the heck?
No, I'm not. I put in $1,000,
Uh-huh.
and I could do it with Apple Pay, or I could choose another payment. I'm choosing, well, there's options. You can do a credit card.
You had me at $1,000.
Yeah, you can do your bank account, or you can do Apple Pay. I don't know if I have, I have a saved card. Okay, so it gives you, you type it in, and done. $1,000.
Hold on one second. Louise, will you check our account?
Yeah,
See what's up?
Another way you can join in, though, is to experience some of the other things we do: the programs, the teaching, the seminars, the music.
Louise is in the background. She thinks I'm serious. She's saying, "What, Craig? Nothing. Don't worry."
It's there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I thought we'd share some of the music that you've done at the Pico Union.
So what is this now? Is this the Elenu?
Elenu, yeah.
Okay, so the Elenu was written by a dear friend of mine, Dan Nichols, and I was introduced to the like 2 years ago. Actually, well, the song was 2 years ago, but the first time I was introduced to the Elenu that it spoke to me was a pastor that spoke at the Pico Union. Chip Murray.
Murray?
Yeah. And he said, I said, would you introduce this prayer? It's called the Elenu. He said, what's the Elenu? I said, well, you bend. He said, sure. You want to know more? He said, no.
No, that's all I need.
Nope.
Yeah.
The Elenu prayer at the end of the service, the end. So the drama, everything preceded it, is culminating in the end, because it's the end. And you bend and you say, Aleinu l'shabech. It is up to us to praise you. It is up to us to l'taken olam b'malchut shaddai, to repair the world. And the pastor said, most people in civilization, society, feel that bending is a sign of weakness. He said, no, bending is a sign of strength. Because when you bend, you know there's something bigger than you. There might be something bigger than me, you, but there is nothing bigger than us. Aleinu, it is upon us. Dan Nichols, thank you, and Adam Moss playing violin, and Valerie Stern playing piano.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were called to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own our vision. We are the answer to our call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu lishabea. It's time to live our praise. Yeehaw!
That's worth seeing again.
One more time, Stewie.
Is that 960,000 pounds of fresh produce?
Let's do it the other way. Nearly 1 million. Yeah. And just context, I love context because 1 million, that's a big number. 40% of all produce grown in America is thrown away. The produce we receive from Food Forward and Seeds of Hope, and I want to mention some names. Food Forward, Rick Namias, who created Food Forward. Seeds of Hope, Tim Alderson, who's a board member. And his team, Steve Trapasso, Elise Wenger, Erica Nieves, these are real people, have put 1 million pounds of produce that would have been thrown away and polluted the world into the tummies of thousands of families in the Pico Union Project. That is not a miracle. That is the power of people to create change. The power of us. And by the way, you said I'm going to talk about giving. I wasn't, but it's not that you should give. I mean, everybody should do lots of things. It's what you could give that's far more powerful, I think.
Yeah. And
I'm going to make a donation. I mean, seriously, these videos, I've seen the videos before, but watching them in the context of this thing here, they're pretty amazing. These are amazing things we're doing.
Yeah.
Not me. All of us.
I want to add context because a lot of people might not know the definition of a food desert, but there are communities in our city, in our state, in our nation, around the world that are considered food deserts because there's not a supermarket within 2 to 3 miles of the residential area. And in a lot of these areas, only 10% of the residents have vehicles. So going to the market to get fresh produce is a lot harder than going to a fast food place or a donut shop or a liquor store or those things. So not only is it significant that it's 1 million pounds of food that would go to waste, it's 1 million pounds of food going to people who really have trouble accessing fresh produce.
And in the difference context, the difference between getting free produce or not getting free produce is maybe not being able to afford your rent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. Meryl, thank you for your comment. We saw it on screen. There are other heroes, Craig, who make this.
I'm going to interrupt you. I don't it said Meryl, you said? I'm
Yeah.
guessing Meryl Alpert.
Uh-huh.
Meryl's a hero. Meryl, I mean, she's a peer, but she's a mentor of mine. She introduced me to lots of things. She introduced me to me. She's an amazing woman, and she's married to an amazing man. I don't remember his name. She has 4 amazing kids. There are heroes in our midst. And I want to say one more thing before you introduce the next thing. All of our honorees are receiving. Is it upside down?
It's upside down, yeah.
Okay. Just are receiving these commendations from the mayor, the supervisor, Hilda Solis, and from Gil Cedillo, the city council. I mean, that's a pretty fancy thing. It pales in comparison to their contributions, their color, their vibrance.
So you've known Marty Janelle for a decent amount of time. I hear he dated your sister back in the day.
Yeah, my sister's the one who is manifesting this
Behind the
thing.
scenes.
So whatever, I think we should not, talk about that relationship because we might go blank in a minute.
Yeah, who knows? She'll cut us off. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've known him a lot longer. Marty and I were students together at Fairfax High School back in the year, he would say 2002, when we were there.
No. 2002.
That's
okay.
That's what he would say.
I actually listened to you.
He would say we graduated in 2005.
Okay.
But it's a lot earlier than that. And he was always an amazing guy. I knew him as the all-star tennis guy, but he was also a good friend to so many people in the school. And now he's become an invaluable friend to the Pico Union.
Yeah.
And so when we voted this year for who should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, there was no question that Marty was the hands down prohibitive choice. And I think it's time we honor Marty Janelle.
Tonight, we honor Martin Janelle, a Los Angeles native, graduate of Pomona College and Southwestern Law School. Martin is president of Janelle Law Group and is considered one of the most prominent attorneys in the Los Angeles area. But it's his legendary and generous work in the nonprofit community that makes the Pico Union Project proud to call him friend.
I have a broad involvement in not-for-profit organizations, and one of the things I've observed is they do a lot of talk the talk, and the Pico Union Project does a lot of walk the walk. Instead of just being on a board and talking about all the great things we're going to do, I get to feel like I'm really impacting people's lives. And so in the last year, I've gotten re-involved, and I've made it kind of a junior mission for me to help raise money. And I think I've done a pretty decent job.
We love your sense of humor, we love your intellect, we love your big heart, which is filled with integrity and values and family and community. So we join with others today in celebrating you, Marty, wishing you continued good health and much success. We love you. Just sorry that we can't be with you at this non-gala event. Take care. Lots of love from Toronto.
When asked how he became the man he is today, Marty gives much of the credit to his wife, Susan.
Well, I know what I like about Susan. She's cute, and she is incredibly supportive. Incredibly supportive. Like, what I tell people is if we were Catholic, she'd be up for sainthood.
He's very steady. He's very thoughtful. He works very hard.
His accomplishments, whether working in the foreground or the background, are too many to recount. I'm proud to say that I taught him most of what he knows.
He's really just a spectacular human being and really goes out of his way to help others, think of others, do for others. It's an honor to be a friend of his and to count him as one of my closest friends. I feel so privileged.
Marty, for all you have done and all you mean to us, we proudly welcome you to the Pico Union Project Hall of Fame, class of 2022.
This place is a game changer, and there just are too few of these kinds of places in Los Angeles where I've lived my entire life of 22 years. I get to feel like I'm making a difference.
I used to be one for the grand gestures, the sweep off the feet, the fairy godmother, the proposal in Jumbotron. Thought love deserved to be skywritten, horizon to horizon. Realized letters in clouds don't feed mouths on ground. Bigger isn't always better. Besides, what's bigger anyways? Show and presentation or commitment and dedication? I've been taught, and rarely was it through words, that the loudest love is sometimes the shortest fuse, but the best love lingers beyond the scenic views. Breaking news: love rarely makes headlines. Happy couple go for a walk, feed the dog, put their kid to bed, talk for 20 minutes, fall asleep reading different books. Doesn't go viral, maybe because it's healthy. I want that big, healthy love. A million small reminders I'm here for you. The help you to your feet, the I'll go check in on your mother, the love without fine print that everyone deserves from horizon to horizon. That goes house to house, big enough to believe everyone can get a piece. No grand gestures, just daily acts of commitment and dedication. Love that big.
It's Jason Chu.
Modiani, I am grateful.
I am grateful.
I've seen all of this, right? I see a lot of these people every day, but seeing it all, it's like art. It's like, wow. Jason Chu, board member of the Pico Union Project, the spoken what
Chief storyteller.
is it? Chief
storytelling officer.
Yes, you call it a board member, now a member of the God Squad. Wow. Marty Janelle.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna ask Louise to type something into the chat. I canceled my credit card thing. I want to pay by PayPal or Venmo. Louise, would you type in the address at Pico Union that I go to on either PayPal or Venmo to donate my $1,000? Because I'm feeling motivated. Marty Janelle, amazing guy, and amazing how he has taken us under his wing and made it his mission to be of service to the community.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for the comments. Okay, give at picounionproject.org. What do you think, Craig? Is that
give at Pico Union? Yeah, if you go there, you can access a whole bunch of different. Louise Brent, I know her.
Yeah,
we've been married for 37 years. People, woohoo! Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that will get you there. Or at the bottom, it also says picounionproject.org/donate. There are other ways to give there.
So then you have PayPal or Venmo options as well for those of you who don't want to put it on a credit card. I love it. So the other thing that we should probably talk about is,
because we only have another hour and a half.
Yeah, another hour and a half. Hang in there, everybody. But
10 minutes, okay?
Yeah. So we should get to some more heroes.
Yeah.
You're there at the food distributions every day. It's an amazing feeling, but you work with some pretty amazing people who give their time.
Yeah. I do. We're introducing now Christy Costin, who I would call Crispy. I met her, my son is 33, so 31 years ago. She cut my hair for a couple of years. She was just fun. And we met each other a couple of times at a Dot Ariel, and it was lovely. And then I met Terry Bogan, and you'll hear more in the video. And I'm not joshing. I mean, Marty, I'm joshing because I don't think Marty's a Lamed Vav. I don't think Marty's one of the 36. Maybe if there are 37, he'd be one of the 37. And everybody else is going to say, "Oh, you're offending him." Marty is sitting there right now laughing, right? Yeah. They're righteous people. They're extraordinary people.
Yeah.
Let their friends talk for them. You created a beautiful video, Stuart. Yeah. Let's see it, okay?
And Karen.
Christy Costin and Terry Bogan are two community heroes whose tireless efforts to make the world a better place know no limits. To find out all you need to know about these two incredible people, simply ask the people who volunteer by their side day after day.
When Terry started volunteering at the Pico Union, we had no idea what she would become in our community. She single-handedly decided one high holiday that the campaign should be to raise money for shopping carts for our community members who come for the distribution. And she spent the next several weeks finding the best deal, the best cart, the best colors, and then a group to put them together to enable all of our neighbors to get as much groceries and produce as they needed.
Christy and Terry, they're very nice ladies. I've been working with them for maybe 3 years, and I appreciate what they're friendly with me and with everyone.
Muchos usos tengo de convivir con ellas. Son muy buenas personas. Son personas que se les quiere fácilmente. Y es un gusto que estén en mi vida, que forman parte de mi vida.
I want them to know that they are loved.
Christy and Terry, with gratitude from the bottom of our hearts, we present you the 2022 Pico Union Project Heroes Award.
I want to say thank you, Terry, for everything. It's been an honor to know you, to work with you. Remember with the card, the little card we have over here? Okay, thank you for everything. I learned a lot those days. So be happy right now.
They are beautiful, hard workers. They are faithful, and they are wonderful.
Early morning, awake
Sometimes the words thank you feel highly insignificant, but we offer them from the bottom of our hearts. To every person whose name appears on this screen, who donated dollars and cents to keep us going, to help us love our neighbors as we wish to be loved, we say thank you. We thank those of you who rose early in the morning, those who gave of your time freely, you who lifted and carried, planned and organized, those who made food, goods, and services available, and you who fed our spirits and filled us with wisdom. We thank those who stood by and stood up for our safety, those who cooked, cleaned, planted, and watered, those who taught and those who learned, all of you who attended our services, shows, and other events, and to everyone who kept us in their hearts and filled our hearts and left a gift we'll never forget, we humbly say, thank you.
Through the calm, before the storm, you're with me now and then. By my side, nothing more. Out and back again. It's a call we can't ignore. So move me like the tide. When we chase that sky beyond the shore.
Some lovely people.
Stewie, you
Yeah,
wrote-
I had to learn to play that song on guitar in order to do this. I had the piano part down, but I had to learn how to play it on guitar. So think of the sacrifice.
The sacrifice. I want to mention now the overwhelming response. We have collected over $250,000. Context: our first fundraiser, we lost $6,000. Okay. Over 200 people have contributed. The tributes were so overwhelming that we could not include them in this program because it would have been another 50 minutes of tributes. All of our honorees are getting a private book with all of your acknowledgments, as well as a video so that they can share. $264,000 it's a lot of numbers. It's a lot. But the love is infinite. It's infinite. Stu, I don't know what we're doing right now. I can look at the sheet, but
We're saying goodbye. We're
saying goodbye. So I want to say goodbye and thank you. I tried to prepare something. So this is for you, Stu, and all of the artists in our lives, all of the people we honor, Marty and Christy,
Terry.
Pastor Murray, and Terry. There is an artist, his name was Paul Clay. He said, art does not reflect what is seen, rather it makes the hidden visible. What if we lived life as art, making the invisible visible and the visible invisible? What if we looked at people and saw their essence rather than the visible color of their skin, the amount of money in their pocket, the shape of their eyes or headdress. The Pico Union Project is not dedicated. It's not committed. It is the essence of loving your neighbor as you would wish to be loved. There's a lot of pain in the world, a lot of hurt, a lot of people that you say, you have any idea how much hurt I have? And I don't. But you know what? Everybody has pain and everybody has joy. I am so grateful for all of you who have joined us since 2013. And I don't want to say, and mostly Stu, who has joined me since we were kids. Because it's not science. Life is art. Life is magical. Life is mystery. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions, for your presence. I am grateful. And I'm grateful to you, Stu, and my sister. Karen, would you put yourself on screen just because we're just such beautiful people, Karen. There she is, my sister. Can you see the
Mm-hmm.
Karen, no, you can't go away. Let's end with you. Is there anything you want to say?
I am grateful for everything that we just watched. It's a different perspective sitting behind the scenes and watching this, and being in the front and watching this. Thank you to Stu. Thank you to you, Craig. Thank you to the many, many people that have gotten together to put this together and will continue to do this. So thank you.
Okay, but I want to go just one level deeper because I can, and because you're hostage. When you look at me and when you look at us and this world, what are you thinking right now?
I feel like we're really blessed.
Mm-hmm.
That we have so many blessings that I think most of us are so busy looking at all the terrible things that are going on instead of saying, look at how blessed we are in this moment. And that's how I feel. I feel blessed, Craig, I feel blessed that we are brother and sister. And so that's a blessing. And I just think everything's a blessing. And Stu, of course,
and
I
Stu.
adore. And Stu,
But
I adore.
mostly Stu.
But mostly Stu.
Oh, yeah.
And as your producer, I'm going to remove myself and you guys are going to say goodbye.
We're saying goodbye right now. Play the video.
Yeah, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you to our board of directors, Corey Burdish, Dan Wolf, Larry Copald, Tim Alderson, Jason Chu,
Richard
Foos, and Laura Ozer.
Louise Taubman.
Louise Taubman.
You better have mentioned them.
You better mention everybody.
Because I'm not looking at a list. Is that?
Yeah, I'm not looking at a list either. I'm
okay.
Revisiting a Zoom screen in my mind. But
happy Passover, everybody.
Yeah, happy Passover. We couldn't do this without you. And
Ramadan Mubarak.
Yes, happy Ramadan Kareem, and happy Easter to those who celebrate that coming up. Happy Good Friday. A lot of holidays and a lot of future ahead of us with your help and God's blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Stranger, love, love, love. All you need is love. Love your neighbor and the stranger. Love, love, love. All you need is love. Where you lie, where you lie, where you stay.
a high day.